Greetings from Germany. My name is Iryna Shulikina. I am a CEO of Vitsche e.V. Thank you very much for a chance of joining your discussion tonight. Vitsche is Berlin-based NGO, activists who are empowering Ukraine. Founded in January 2022, Vitsche emerged driven by the imminent threat of Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Our vision, a Ukraine free, secure, and thriving as a valued EU member. In our work, we confront Russian disinformation, advance a decolonial perspective of Ukrainian history, forthing a path to a more just future. Following the latest German poll on the question whether the West should pressure Ukraine to give up some of its territories for peace, German poll participants had a divided reaction. Fortunately, 43% rejected the question and want to support Ukraine until all its territories are liberated. However, 41% of German survey participants voted yes. This 41% of representative group of the German population show a willingness to give up territories and force Ukrainians to live under Russian occupation in order to achieve an abstract short-term peace with it. The question is whether the survey participants know that handing over the territories to Russia means that they support the Russian occupation and all the consequences it entails for the local population, which means no rule of law, deportation, filtration camps, torture, and arbitrary killings. We strongly oppose any other country pressuring Ukraine to hand over its people to a brutal regime that offers no protection from kidnapping, torture, sexual violence, filtration camps, and general absence of the rule of law. We declare that there is no peace without justice and freedom, that we cannot betray the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian defenders who are fighting for their existence just because some of the European audience are tired watching the war from their phones and blame Ukrainians for inflation and rising costs. In the same time, Ukrainians are fighting on the front lines for their fellow citizens as well as for European security. We demand transitional justice before a dialogue with the aggressor can begin. Only through transitional justice will there be a real, lasting peace, which means establishing general obligation of states to adopt effective measures to fight against impunity and recognize the right to truth, to justice, reparation, and guarantees of non-repetition. Thank you very much for your attention and join us to empower Ukraine and safeguard the truth.
Ukraine has been under Russian attack since 2014, and the European Union has condemned this violation of international law ever since. The reaction of international community towards invasion and violence has been sharpened throughout 2022 and 2023. I would like to name 3 resolutions for the last quarter of this and for the next year. Resolution number 1. Ukraine's security is Europe's security. Ukraine is a part of Europe, and it will most probably become a part of the European Union. We need weapons to protect Ukraine, to protect democracy and rule of law. We need sanctions and a better control of their adherence. And it brings me to the second point. We should better communicate why we support Ukraine. Democracy lives from education and open communication. Societies in the EU should be better informed about Ukraine, how and why it should be supported. We should use all available information channels and develop new ones, reach out to target groups which do not come to educational events. Because if we do not reach them, Russian disinformation reaches them. And you all know how powerful this machine is. And the third resolution, support Ukraine's recovery. Europe needs strong Ukraine. That is why the recovery has already started, and it requires sustainable, coordinated, and reflected support from the EU. It also means healthy and cohesive society. Reach out to Ukrainians in your communities. Involve them in your plans. Involve Ukrainian diaspora. Contribute to Ukrainian ownership of the recovery process. Anti-democratic forces are strong, and they are united. People who believe in freedom and democracy should work together better, or our way of life, our values, and open discussions like today's one will not be possible.